welcome to the channel. My name is Scott Schaefer and today is day 2, video 2 of the big log slice project. And we're going to be cutting cross cuts out of this with the chainsaw mill. Now, in the last video, which you can watch by clicking on this link here, if you're on a mobile device you can find it in the description box down below. But in that video, I actually had to trim this tree down a little bit. I did a 5-foot plunge cut, that was pretty cool. And I got the top nice and flat. So hopefully we can get this finished today and get some really cool cross cuts. Accomplishing a cross cut is similar to regular slabbing. You must start out with a relatively flat side that you can attach your ladder or easy rails to. I cut this stump as flat as I could, but the ladder is still necessary to achieve a perfectly flat first cut. The first cut is a waste, so I'll minimize it as much as possible. Using wedges is mandatory to keep the piece you're cutting off from weighing down on your bar and pinching it. Because I'm cutting a round section with a weak center thanks to the crotch, I'll use more wedges than usual to stabilize it. The cottonwood is proving to be a rather difficult cut compared to other species. The sawdust is so sticky that it quickly clogs up the chain, forcing me to stop occasionally and clean out the bar and power head. From the outside, the stump looked rather solid. There was no visible crack running from the crotch down, so I was hoping the cross sections would be pretty solid. That's not the case though. The outside perimeter is healed over by just a few inches, but the crack in the middle is large enough that these two halves probably won't stay together. There's also a rot pocket developing, and with every piece I cut off, it gets bigger. This indicates that the lower portion of the stump is most likely hollow. And finally, the diameter is more than I was hoping. I measured the diameter at exactly 5 feet before we cut the tree down, but the trunk appears to be oval shaped, so I was hoping to just barely squeeze my mill through. After just 2 sections cut, however, the diameter became too large for the mill's 4.5-foot opening. The 2 cross sections I got turned out very nice, and although they broke in half upon dropping them to the ground, they'll still make for great pieces that can be reconstructed as a pair with a frame or used individually. However, the amount of time invested in this particular stump was certainly not worth the value of these 2 pieces. This is the biggest tree I've ever seen in Denver. I mean, the biggest one I've ever come across as a sawyer. So now I've learned my limitations. This was kind of an interesting, fun project that I'll never do again. At least not one this big. I definitely want to do more cross cutting, but I'm going to keep it to a more manageable size in the future. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.